Morning, brilliant to see you. Today we are making another fantastic, wonderful, brilliant country wine. And this wine is a classic. It's a classic combination. So I want to recreate that lovely soup, carrot and coriander, into the wine glass. I make this quite often, just haven't made the video yet because I wanted to perfect the recipe. And carrots and coriander, two wonderful things that go together so well in winter warming soups. So I thought, why not bring the two together into the wine glass so you can pair that winter carrot and coriander soup in the glass as well. The first thing we need to do is chop the carrots into small little chunks. With the last of your carrots chopped up, you want to throw them into a really big stock pot. The biggest one you have, enough to hold 5 litres of water, plus all the other ingredients. And the next thing we're going to add to the carrots is 50 grams of wonderful, divine, gorgeous coriander. There's no need to chop it, you just throw the leaves and the stalks straight in there on top of the carrots. And that is going to create both a gorgeous aroma to the wine and bring out that sweet carrotiness with this hint of herby essence, which, it's divine in the bowl. It's even more divine in the wine bottle and the glass. And as you sip it down over winter, as you enjoy fish, especially goes well with fish, it's divine with salmon. As you drink it, it's brilliant. So what we need to do now is get this onto the stove and pour over 4 litres of boiling water. And I have a wet slipper, so I just stood in the dog's water bowl. Once you've poured over your 5 litres of boiling water, you want to bring this up to a roaring boil and then let it simmer for a good half an hour. You want those carrots to become perfectly cooked, just the way you'd want them for a soup or to mash them up ready for your dinner. So let it simmer away and let them extract all that juice and that coriander infuse into the liquid and the juice and become divine, sublime and perfectly awesome, ready for the next stage. Once your carrots have been simmering away for about half an hour in this lovely subtle small simmer, and looking gorgeous and fantastic with that coriander, hot. And the gorgeous, wonderful coriander has been infused in the water. It's sublime. We can now hoik out those carrots and put them aside, ready to make a soup or roast them with dinner. However you want to do them, mash them, make mashed carrots and coriander, perfect for dinner. That's why I haven't yet added the sugar, because I don't want sweet carrots. So grab yourself a colander or a sieve and just simply scoop them all out, put them aside. Fantastic, job done. And then we can progress to the next stage. And into that hot, near boiling liquid, we want to pour in 1.2 kilograms of sugar. So pour it straight in. And now we want to slice or half a lemon and squeeze in the lemon juice into the liquid. Fantastic. So chop your lemon in half, juice in, fantastic. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And now into the mix, we want to add 1 big mug, or 1 normal cup mug of tea into the mix and let it steep and let it brew until it's rich, thick, lovely dark. And throw the tea bag in there as well, just to add the extra tannin that we need. Now, we want to give this a really good stir. Get all that sugar dissolved into the mix, into the lovely liquid. It smells sublime. Now, once you've given your carrot coriander soup wine a really good stir, you want to let it cool down to room temperature. You want to have your dinner, go mash up your carrots and enjoy them. And then we'll be back and we'll continue with the next step of the recipe. So until then, I'll see you in a moment. Once the wonderful carrot and coriander, sugar, lemon and tea mix has cooled down to room temperature, we want to put it into the demijohn Now I'm using a funnel with a veg mesh bagging from Tesco's. I find they fit my funnel better than using a pair of tights. The holes are bigger, so it might let a bit more sediment through, but at this stage we're not trying to stop every bit of sediment going in. It's only to stop the bigger chunks going in the demijohn. The small, very fine bits are fine at this moment. So we want to just simply pour in the liquid into the demijohn. Fantastic. Naturally, it is a clean, sanitised, sterilised demijohn. I did that whilst it was cooling down. Don't fill it all the way up to the neckline, because a few days after you've added the yeast, it's going to have a real part in there that's really lively and froth up and go up through your airlock and make a right mess ready for you to tidy up. So take it up to the shoulder, and the rest of the liquid you've made up, you made 5 litres, put that into a wine bottle, put the cap on ever so lightly, and away in the fridge. This is what you're going to be using to top up in a few days' time after the yeast has gone through that initial lovely fervid fermentation and gone haywire. So keep that liquid, keep that extra wine bottle in the fridge. Don't drink it, it's not going to be ready yet. You won't get pissed with it, unfortunately. If only it was that quick. Keep it in the fridge, keep it cool, keep the lid on it, doesn't really matter. And then use that to top up the demijohn. I do this with a lot of my wines. I make an extra amount and not put it in the demijohn. Put it in the fridge, label it up, don't drink it. Job is sorted. It's a good job. Anyway, what we want to be doing now, and now we simply need to add a teaspoon of yeast nutrients and also a teaspoon of yeast to the mix. I'm using a general purpose wine yeast for this. It does not need anything too excessive or anything too fancy. So sprinkle in your yeast nutrients, sprinkle in your yeast as well. And now we want to insert a clean airlock into your demijohn. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. It really helps the channel out. Now, we're going to set this aside in a warm place and let it carry on fermenting. And after it's had chance, go through that initial phase of fermentation where it gets all lively and bubbly and goes haywire. Top it up with your wine bottle full of the leftover liquid, put it in, give it a stir, and then put the airlock back on and let it carry on until all that fermentable sugar has been fermented into alcohol. That is the aim. Get it as dry as you can, and then give it a taste test. And then you move on to either back sweetening it if you fancy, play around with the taste and just see where it takes you. And if you want some more tips and tricks about how to make brilliant country wine, check out this playlist up by here for some more advice, tips, tricks and recipes. And I'll see you very soon in the next recipe. You have a good day now.